Game of Thrones fans quite familiar with those words, hold the door, and the lovable and heroic character Hodor, played by our next guest.
He has just penned his first book, Beyond the Throne, Epic Journeys, Enduring Friendships, and Surprising Tales. Please welcome to the couch, actor, DJ, and author, Kristian Nairn. Great to see you.
Thank you for having me.
You made it.
You made it.
We made a lot of traffic, but we got here.
Okay, you know, UN General Assembly is just creating havoc on this city.
That's all my fault. I'm so sorry.
No, we're so glad you're here. Thank you for taking the time to come here.
It's an honor. Thank you for having me.
Let's talk about Game of Thrones first and foremost. Some describe it as the best television show of all time.
Ever. Epic.
Right? So how has it affected your life? Has it at all?
Well, a little bit. I mean, it may be easier to say how it hasn't affected my life. 99% is different, and I'm so grateful in mostly better ways.
Yeah.
It's completely changed my life from A to Z.
Yeah.
Like, to think that I'm even here,
Right.
it's just a trip.
Yeah,
You know?
it's awesome.
I love it.
And you kind of have to thank Mom, right? Because wasn't she the one that encouraged you to audition?
Yeah, I hadn't a clue about Game of Thrones. And my mum's a huge fantasy nerd, and she'd read all the books. And that was our dinner conversation for like maybe 4 years until she ran out of books, which is controversial, obviously. But yeah, she's looking forward to the next book.
What did she say? What did she say to you? Like,
well, she just said, I wasn't really sure about the character because, you know, it just has one word. And I mean, like on the surface, it's not that appealing. You know, I just had one word to say. And I said to my mom, I've had this crazy audition where I just had to repeat this word. And she heard the word Hodor, and she said, was that Game of Thrones? And she just said, look, it's got to be massive. It's going to be like Lord of the Rings type level. So just take it. And she was completely right. So thanks, Mom.
Right.
Thanks,
yeah.
Mom.
See, Mama always knows.
Yeah.
They always
Really.
Did you wanted to be an actor, or you were acting?
I had studied acting,
Yeah.
but music was always my first.
Yeah, you were.
Yeah.
DJ with a big following.
Yeah. I played piano since I was 3 years old and moved to guitar, and it was kind of as a shy kid. That's how I communicated through music. And
Yeah.
You wanted to be a rock star?
Yeah. I mean, I kind of missed. Grunge kind of hit during my. I wanted the big hair and the spandex. Nobody wants to see that. I did. But, I mean, I would be happy to parade around in like Motley Crue-esque.
Yeah. How'd you make the switch then?
I don't really know. It just sort of happened. I think it describes the chaos in the book. I just really. It's like a rock rolling down a hill. I gave myself a little push at one stage, and I've just seen where I've rolled like a pinball.
Yeah.
And I just follow it. And I've just had a lot of fun doing that and say yes to things.
Well, speaking of the book, what inspired you to decide, you know, I'm going to write a book about my life?
Yeah, because it's a weird thing to think that your life is worthy of a book, and I never did think that. And I always traveled with my manager when I was DJing, and I would tell him stories over the time about my life and growing up, and he constantly said, this isn't normal, Kristian, you need to write this down. But the point is, it is normal. Like, we all have crazy lives and families, and and seeing it in public can help. Yeah. And that's why I did it.
So what are people, because it's called Beyond the Throne, what can people experience in the book? What can you what kind of stories are you telling? Is it all just a personal journey to where you got?
Yeah, it's not a tell-all. I'm not dishing the dirt on anybody, because it really was a wonderful, like, a group of people. I loved being a part of it. It was a family, so I didn't want to, there was nothing to say in a bad way, so I just wanted people to see someone who'd been transplanted into a very weird scenario and how you sort of thrive in that, because it's hard. It is hard just to get rid of your own self-doubt, and I want to help people get past that faster than I did.
Yeah, I mean, when people read a book like a biography like this, they want to learn something that they didn't know about you.
Yeah.
But did you learn something about yourself that you didn't know about yourself, or something maybe you forgot or hadn't thought about for a long time?
Yeah, that was hugely cathartic, and I definitely learned. One thing I've used. The most important thing, I think, was people always ask me what I preferred, was it DJing or acting, what was my true passion, but during the book I've discovered that it's expressing myself. I love to get what's in here out there, whether you want it or not.
Right.
You know, so hopefully in a nice way, not in sort of a terrorist sort of way, like that just sounds like. But yeah, that's what I like expressing myself.
Yeah. Well, you mentioned your friend had said, oh, you know, you're telling him a story, and he's like, that needs to be in a book. Do you remember what that story was? That you could share with us?
Yeah, I think it was when I was telling him how I would be regularly like evacuated for bomb blasts and stuff during my time in college and school, but that happened to all of us. You know, it happened to everybody in Northern Ireland, and that's why we have this crazy sense of humour, which nobody else gets. It's so self-deprecating, but that's how we coped with all the darkness, because we did just carry on.
Yeah,
that was like normal life.
Yeah, you talk about also that your motto is say yes to what scares you.
Yeah.
So what scares you?
Well, this scares me. Everything scares me. It doesn't scare me. It's how you cope with things and how you use the fear. Because I don't think I would be as good a DJ or an actor if I didn't have any sort of nerves about it. Because it means I care. I care about doing a good job, and sort of learn how to surf the wave rather than let it overcome you.
Yeah. When you think about something as epic as Game of Thrones, what do you do after that?
I did work with that.
You know what I mean? It's like after you have something as huge as that.
Yeah. The only way is done.
What is there to aspire to? What's bigger than that? Like, what do you want to do next?
What do I want to do? What don't I want to do next? I keep finding other things I'm interested in, and I've just done this book. I've started to write poetry, honouring some of the great Irish poets, obviously. Yeah. I've just got into that recently, and I'm into fiction now as well. I'm starting to write some fiction, and writing music, and I'm always doing something, whether it's I can't stop creating.
Yeah. So you went from DJing music, playing to express yourself, to saying a word in one of the biggest shows of all time.
And there's also a drag artist in there as well. I started off my career as a drag queen.
Oh my God!
Yeah, probably the most unlikely thing you would ever see in your life.
I see this. Okay, I'm going to just grab this book.
Yeah, you've got all sorts of incarnations on the back there.
Look at on the back. You probably can't see that from our camera, but there's some photos on here. Are there more photos in your book?
Yeah, there's a photo section.
I'm going to have to look. Okay.
So throw that in there too.
I just throw it in there. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
a little
why that friend said to you have to write this down.
Yeah.
And you said you never thought you'd write a book, right? So here's the book, and now you're writing more poetry and fiction.
Yeah.
So are you done with the TV stuff?
No.
Okay.
No. No.
Yeah.
I just did Our Flag Means Death. We finished that about a year ago. That was with Taika Waititi.
Oh yeah.
And that was an amazing experience. So I'm just I'm auditioning and looking for the next thing that really interests me. You know. Yeah. So I will do more TV and film stuff. So.
And DJing.
And DJing. Everything is still active. I haven't dropped anything. I never did.
We do DJ Fridays here. We get DJs that come in for
the
show.
Oh really?
Yeah. They're right over there. They set up a whole shop.
Okay. I'd like to see you two doing your.
No, we need you to come in.
DJ. Some of these photos are amazing, by the way. Especially some of these cute ones when you were little.
That's kind of embarrassing, but anyway.
but after reading this, though, what do you think it was that you learned most about yourself?
Well, the self-expression thing, and just how important the role my mother has had in my life. Although I always knew how important my mum was, and my friends, and how important they were to my development, and how they are to everyone's development. It's so important to find your tribe, be it if it's your family or your chosen family. You have to have people who support you.
Support you, believe in you, encourage you.
Push you forward.
In the good times and the bad times.
Yep.
Kristian, you're great. I could talk to you forever.
We love you.
Yeah, good stuff. His book releases tomorrow. You have 3 opportunities to meet him. Get your copy signed tomorrow, 4 p.m. at livesigning.com, Wednesday at noon at the Barnes & Noble. That's on 5th Avenue, and at Book and Greetings in Northvale, New Jersey at 6 p.m. the very same day. So get yourself a copy. Great to have you here.
Thank you so much for having me.